Can I be honest with y'all for a minute? If y'all been watching my Word of the Day series, then you've heard me talk about identity, renewing the mind, belief, and courage, right? So today, surprise, surprise, but there will not be a Word of the Day. But I just want to share with y'all, like, what these particular words mean to me and how I use them and how they show up in my life, right? So, one thing about me is I don't like to talk about things that I've already mastered, right? I like to talk about things that I'm going through. And a lot of times, the things that I've already mastered will show themselves through the things that I'm going through, right? See, every single thing that I say on these videos, every day. Well, no, we're not gonna say every day because I don't want y'all to get me. It's been 8 days since I posted, but we're gonna get into that, okay? But every time you see me on these videos, y'all, I am actively practicing everything that I'm speaking, okay? I go back and I listen to these videos, even though sometimes it may be cringy for me to look and listen to myself, right? Because it's just weird listening to myself talk. But I am still growing. I am still healing. I'm still learning, honey. And I am still choosing every single day to become the woman that God created me to be. Right? And that's what we should strive to be every day. That's what we should strive to do every single day, right? But I have to say that identity was one of my biggest shifts. It was the biggest shift for me because I used to measure my life, myself, based off of lies, based off of other people's opinions, based off of my past mistakes or the circumstances that I was in at the moment. I used to identify myself as to where I am today, right? Even like a lot of people in this world is not where they are in their life where they would like to be, if that makes sense. They not where they would like to be in their lives at this moment. So yeah, sometimes that may bother you. But I realize that I can't be no more than what I identify myself as, what I see myself as. Because what I see myself as is what everybody else is going to see me as, right? So every day I'm working it to intentionally remind myself who I am, asking that question to myself, who am I? And reminding myself who I am and that my worth is not determined by my past mistakes and my worth is not determined by my current circumstances. I continue, it's an ongoing process, right? Because it's a journey, right? But I am determined to keep going. I am determined to every day tell myself who I am and believe it every single day. I choose to wake up and believe that every single day. Like, for example, right? In order for me to become a successful life coach, I have to see myself as a successful life coach, doing successful life coach business before the big crowd comes, before I get that flood of clientele, right? Or like right now, I'm going through my weight loss journey, right? Just started, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. On day number 2, and I'm already like, what did I get myself into? Right? But I'm teaching myself discipline, okay? I'm teaching myself how to be consistent, how to show up for myself, right? And then I can show up for other people. Learning to see how I can, you know, still have a great time or enjoy life, right? While still getting stuff done. Okay? Yes. But that's why identity was my biggest shift. And I feel like identity is one of the strongest ones, because all of these are pretty strong. Like belief, it changed every single thing for me because I realized that what I believe, that's what comes to pass. That's what shows up, right? I realized that before anything changes, I must first change within. And that means I have to believe that I am who I say I am. I have to believe that I am capable of doing anything I put my mind to. I have to believe that God, the Spirit, it lives within me. And that with God I can do all things, right? So I have to believe those things. So what helps me to believe them, right, is just believe whatever I want to believe, whatever is conducive to where I'm going, is that I speak my affirmations. And you can't just merely speak affirmations and just say it. We have to feel it, right? I am wealthy. I am wise. I am well, honey. Today is the day of my amazing good fortune. I look with wonder at that which is before me. Okay, because everything is always working out for me, even when it doesn't look like it. Okay, you got to feel those affirmations when you are speaking them, right? Meditate on the word, meditate on the scripture. If you're a Bible person, right? Intentionally, I want you to intentionally get rid of the negative thoughts. It's not enough just to listen to the negative thought and let it pass. Intentionally get rid of them. If a negative thought pop up in my head where it say, "Oh, you're not good enough," that's the past, honey. I am well more than capable. I am well over capable of doing whatever I want. You know, when I get those negative thoughts, sometimes I write them down so that way I can create me a new affirmation to say. But a lot of times it's, oh, that's in the past. This is a new timeline. You know, things like of that nature what will help me get those negative thoughts away. Not to say that they won't come back. However, it's repetition to where your subconscious mind will start to see that pattern and will continue to move those negative thought patterns away, right? Which goes into renewing the mind. Renewing the mind, you have to be open. Your way of thinking has to be open. So for me, like a lot of things was logical to me. You know, it was, I had to see it before I believed it. So one thing that I've learned is that my mind is always listening to everything that I tell it. Whether I wanted to listen or not, my mind does not believe in jokes. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. And it all goes together. Speaking, thoughts, manifestation, all of that stuff goes together. Okay? And it's not like if I'm telling myself, "Oh, I'm not enough," or "It's too late," then eventually I'll believe that, right? Cuz we talk about repetition is key. So if I repeatedly tell myself those things, then I'll start to believe that. So I become intentional about guarding what I watch, guarding what I listen to, the music that I listen to, guarding what I say to myself. It's just that mindset switch, asking the deeper questions, doing the actual work, diving deep into who I really am and why I am that way, you know, switching my mindset to be able to find a solution in the problem versus finding the problem. You know what I'm saying? Enhancing the problem. So things like that. Um, Mindset is also a very powerful one. The Bible says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be renewed by the but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Let me say that again. It says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of their mind. Why is that a tongue twister, honey? I don't know today. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, thinking that you're going to get a different outcome. So if we renew the mind, deprogram and to reprogram, right, to your beliefs, not what your elders or your family or whomever may have instilled in you. So, and of course, last but not least, we got courage. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about courage, right? Because courage is what I'm doing right now, sitting here on this camera talking to you all, okay, at 10:12 at night on Tuesday. And I have to go to work tomorrow. But y'all, I've been so like, I know I'm not going to create any excuses or anything, but sometimes I don't want to get up and record. Sometimes I have so much to do in my normal day life to where getting on the camera is just not something that I feel like doing that day. Or it's kind of like, is anybody going to listen to this anyways? You know, those things that I have to continuously remind myself what I can do, change that mindset. So, like I said, I'm still working on it. But courage is being here right now. Courage is being here right now with my head looking a mess. You know, courage is just even recording the video. And I'm not a picture person or recorder person, honey. I just went to a whole wedding and spent 3 days with a bunch of wonderful people and did not take a whole lot of pictures because I'm just not a camera person. But I'm gradually getting into that because this is something that I want to do. So I'm doing it, right? I have the courage and I'm going for it, okay? But if I'm being transparent for real, I'm in a season of becoming. I'm in a season of becoming. And it feels amazing, y'all. I'm building my own coaching business right now. I'm building this YouTube channel. I'm working on my health. So I'm learning to trust God more, you know. You know that saying, give it all to God. It is so much easier said than done. Okay? So I'm learning to trust God more. I'm learning consistency to show up no matter what, right? I'm learning patience. I know um, anything that comes fast does not last. So I'm learning patience. And I think that's one of my biggest life lessons right there. So remember, when I encourage you, I'm also encouraging myself because I'm looking back at these videos. I'm talking to me right now. My higher self is listening to me talk right now. So if you've been watching these videos, I hope that you don't think that you're taking your journey alone because we are all growing together. We're all in this together. Okay? Si se puede. Yes, we can do it. Okay? None of us have arrived yet. And like Abraham Hicks say, none of us will ever arrive because once we reach our goal, guess what? There's going to be another goal that we're going to want to reach. So we will have never arrived, but enjoy the journey as it comes, y'all. Every day is another opportunity to become a little better than you were the day before. And that's all that matters. We are in competition with ourselves, and that's it. Okay? Also, y'all, I would also love to hear from y'all. So tell me which one of those four words is impacting your life the most. Or you can also tell me what lesson you are learning about in this season of your life today. Leave it in the comments below because I genuinely want us to grow together. I am working on a community for us to be able to come together, share our ideas with each other, network together. You never know who you can meet, you all. So we got to get into a room where all like-minded individuals exist. Okay. Till next time, I love you all. Coach Ebony Renee is out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you will know the next time that I get ready to post. Peace out, y'all.